This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Genesis 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
But before God names any of the 7 annual festivals, he names something else. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of solemn rest, a holy convocation. You shall do no work on it. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. The weekly Sabbath is the first moed listed. It's the foundation beneath the whole calendar, and it predates everything else. The Sabbath was built into the fabric of time itself, before sin entered the world, before there was a temple or a priesthood or a sacrificial system. It's the original appointment. And when God rescued Israel from Egypt, one of the first things he did, before Sinai, before the law, before the tabernacle, was test them on the Sabbath. In Exodus chapter 16, God sent manna from heaven to feed the people in the wilderness. 6 days a week they gathered it fresh each morning. But on the 6th day they were told to gather a double portion because none would fall on the 7th day, the Sabbath. Some people went out on the 7th day to gather anyway, and God said to Moses in verse 28, "How long will you refuse to keep my commandments and my laws?" The Sabbath rhythm was established before the 10 Commandments were even spoken. Every 7th day, God calls his people to stop, to rest, to remember that they belong to him and not to their work. The annual festivals are built on top of this weekly rhythm, the way a house is built on a foundation. If you don't understand the Sabbath, the rest of the calendar makes no sense.
Matthew 12. At that time Jesus went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were an hungered, and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, Have ye not read what David did when he was an hungered, and they that were with him? How he entered into the house of God, and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests. Or have ye not read in the law, how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath, and are blameless? But I say unto you, that in this place is one greater than the temple. If ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, ye would not have condemned the guiltless. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. Synagogue, and behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him. And he said unto them, What man shall there be among you, that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it, and lift it out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. Then and hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also so to walk, even as he walked. Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning. Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his Father, making himself equal with God. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
So when we focus on the Torah, it says, you shall bind them for a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. No coincidence that the mark of the beast is also in the hand or the forehead. And so you get to demonstrate with your life who is your master. And so if you want to be prepping for the end times, showing the creator of heaven and earth that he is the boss by keeping the Sabbath, which is not a hard thing,